We've got the iPhone XS, the Galaxy S10s, the OnePlus 6 and the Poco F1s. These are the best smartphones that you can buy right now. They have powerful cameras, good performance and everything you want from a smartphone, and it might give you something that you might not want. And we'd love to get our hands on one of these smartphones, but there are some people that do not need these kind of smartphones. It could be your grandparents, your parents, or someone who just needs to make some phone calls, do some video callings and store some music. So for those kind of people, there is one affordable smartphone called the Xiaomi Redmi Go. It's cheap, it can do the basic, and it runs on Android Go, a specific version of Android made for a lower spec smartphone. So this is me, Almost Shrestha, and you're watching the full review of the Xiaomi Redmi Go. So starting off with the build of this device, even though it's made up of plastic, it feels solid and looks pretty okay. It's really compact and fits right into your hands, making for a great single-hand experience. It has got good amount of bezels and scenes all around, but we don't mind that in a smartphone that is this affordable. The volume button and power button on the right side don't feel super rigid though, they feel kind of hollow, but it's alright, it's not that bad. The phone supports dual SIM and micro SD, all three at a same time. One of the tray is for a single SIM card, while the other tray can hold a SIM card and a micro SD up to 128GB. Now something you may not find in the most expensive phones, the Redmi Go has a headphone jack on top. On the bottom, there's a single speaker and a micro USB charging port. Now something we don't see in a smartphone these days, it has a capacitive navigation buttons on the chin, and on the top there's earpiece and a front camera. Now moving on to the display, the Redmi Go has one of the good displays among all of the Android Go smartphones. It's a 5.5-inch IPS LCD screen with a screen resolution of 720 by 1280 and pixel density of 294 ppi. Display is really good given its price. The colors look just right. It's not vibrant and punchy, but you'll enjoy watching YouTube on this display. The display is not that bright also, but bright enough to be able to use it outdoors under the sunlight. Now let's move on to the performance of this device. I haven't used a low spec device in quite a while, and coming from a flagship, this phone feels very sluggish. You won't have problems running single app at a time, but if you're running multiple apps in the background, the phone will slow down quite a bit and you'll get those lags quite often. Also, apps like Facebook Lite and other apps dedicated for Android Go phones such as the YouTube Go and Maps Go run quite good, but apps like Instagram won't be as smooth. As long as you're not running multiple apps in the background, the active apps should run pretty smooth. But if you are turning on your Wi-Fi after a very long time and you have plenty of pending notifications, then you should brace yourself for a shit ton of lags. The best thing to do would be just relax and let the phone sit on idle for 2 to 3 minutes until everything loads properly. Well, about playing games, I ran Temple Run on this thing and I quit the game after first few seconds. Yeah, it's pretty laggy. So I guess you can only play some light card games and loot on this thing, I guess. Well, with this smartphone, you get Snapdragon 425 processor, 1GB RAM and 8GB storage. So it's not really a surprise that you cannot multitask on this phone, but it does the basic quite good. Phone calls were clear and the person I called also said that they could listen to me clearly. So you need to stick to the basics with this smartphone. The Redmi Go is running on Android version 8.1.0 with the security patch of January 1, 2019. The launcher is called Mint Launcher and it's a bare bones stock Android. It's clean, it's simple, and the Mint Launcher also gives you some sort of customization as you can add icon packs which some of the expensive smartphones do not offer. The UI is really something that you will appreciate with the Android Go phones. There are no unnecessary bloatwares and the necessary Go apps are pre-installed and you'll be needing all of those apps, so you cannot really call it bloatware. The other thing I really liked was the ambient display. It gives you notifications on your screen even while the screen is off. It's pretty useful when you just need to take a glance at a notification. You won't be needing to unlock the phone just to check your notifications. Well, with this phone, you do not get the fingerprint sensor or the face unlock option, so you're stuck with the PIN or passport as a default unlock option. Well, the Mint Launcher on the Redmi Go was a pretty good experience for me. Now, I won't be dwelling too much over the Redmi Go's camera. The rear camera is an 8MP sensor with f2.0 aperture and the front-facing camera is a 5MP sensor with f2.2 aperture. The daylight photos are average, it's just decent. But what you'll notice is that the scene will be quite blurred while you're capturing, but the photo will be quite alright after you capture it. Maybe it's just slow processing, but the live preview is blurred most of the times. As for the video from rear camera, it can capture up to 1080p 30fps, but of course the video won't come as good. As for the front camera, in outdoors with good light, the picture will turn out quite usable. But you'll get the noise and the image will be dark indoors. Also, the detail is really low with the selfies, but it's kind of expected. Well, I didn't expect to get good image with this smartphone. Now coming to the battery, we get 3000 mAh battery on this thing and it will last you a day easily. Don't expect to make it more than a day, but if you're mostly using this for making just phone calls and very minimum social media, you could reach that 2-day mark. So for 9000 rupees, the Xiaomi Redmi Go is a very good device. You cannot expect to get a better device at this price tag. If you're looking for a phone to make phone calls with, some YouTube and some video calling, then you can definitely go for the Xiaomi Redmi Go. But do not expect it to perform exceptionally well while running apps. You will have to live with some lags and some stutters, but it is a very good phone nonetheless. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys liked it. As always, like if you liked it, subscribe to the channel for further contents like this, and also hit that bell icon to get notifications. Until next time, namaste.